I love us. When it comes to blurs, I love us so much, but we can be wild sometimes. And by that, I mean this. So about 2 weeks ago on the show, I talked about the planetary alignment and how it's going to reveal the Bethlehem star in the sky. It's an event that happens every 800 years, right? So blurs around the world are taking into account that this is probably going to bring about a awakening in every black person's ancestral DNA, and we're all going to get superpowers. Crazy, right? I mean, it's kind of like with what happened in Heroes with that eclipse of the sun, but it's going to happen with this planetary alignment. Now, by the time you're hearing this, it will be the 21st of December, or maybe even afterwards. But I want to know, did you get powers? I want to do I have powers now at the point of this podcast being posted to the platforms. If I know my luck, I probably got something horrible, like the ability to, smell through anything. Or something stupid like that. Like it probably just turned my skin, translucent. I probably just became invisible, and I don't know how to turn it off. It's something, I know my luck. I probably got something dumb, but like I said, I love us. I love blurs, but we can be too much sometimes. Like the way that the memes just kept pouring in, y'all was something else. But I was here for every single one. Now, if you're a young blurred and you get powers, I just want to know, are you going to go to UA High or the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning? Where are you going to go? That's just my 2 cents. Powers for all. That's all I'm saying. Powers for all. Ladies and gentlemen, blurds and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 58. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to you. This is the podcast, Do You Speak Geek? I am your host, Nix. Thank you for joining us. If you're a first-time listener, welcome to the ride. And if you're an avid listener, welcome back. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed, all the followers, all the fans. Y'all are my family. I love y'all so much. Thank you for checking in with your boy on this ride of the podcast. Please be sure to follow and subscribe if you're new. Spreaker, the home team where you should be hitting that subscribe button, hitting that nice little notification ticker there so you get it all the time to your phones. And be sure to leave comments on the podcast. We want to know what you guys think about it. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the central hub for everything DYSG. Please be sure to visit that website. Leave comments, leave questions. We want to know what you guys think. Follow us on the social medias, Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, and Instagram at Do You Speak Geek. The YouTube channel, the only place where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Please be sure to subscribe, like, Hulk smash that bell for all notifications, and leave those comments. As usual, we want to know what y'all think. Well, been a nice little week here. Going to be wrapping up for the holiday season. There won't be a podcast until the new year comes in. We're going to take a break for Christmas and also New Year's. But after this last Friday, we got to talk about this. So let's do what we do about this time, people. Let's speak geek.
Suit up.
I want to be the very best.
Talk nerdy to me.
All right, if we don't talk about nothing else on this podcast this week, we have got to talk about the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. It was like waking up to a Christmas present, and it wasn't even Christmas yet. It was 1 week away, but we got a heck of a finale with this one. First and foremost, I want to lead by saying, Jon Favreau, sir, along with yourself, Robert Rodriguez, and Dallas Bryce Howard, I need Disney, LucasArts, and anyone else in charge to give you sole control over everything Star Wars. George Lucas, we love you, but if you still have any rights or privileges right now, we are issuing that you release them to Jon Favreau immediately, because the man can do no wrong. And as we saw with this finale, it was, first of all, the entire season was nothing short of phenomenal, as it kept getting better and better with every single episode. It was staying true to the formula of a spaghetti western and a Kurosawa hybrid, making this beautiful space opera. The whole show itself is a nod to the popular manga series Lone Wolf and Cub, but the show just, it didn't lose any steam whatsoever. It either stayed consistently good, or it just took it up levels and got better and better. I was thoroughly impressed with this show. Now, if you are listening to this, it's probably Monday, and you've had 3 days. So, spoilers are on the way. Now, I don't know about nobody else, but when that X-Wing pulled into that hangar, part of me at that very moment wanted it to be Luke, but I thought, nah, they wouldn't do that. And I was fooled. When Luke stepped through that door, similar to the way Darth Vader did in Rogue One, I lost my mind. My son and I got up early that morning just so we could avoid spoilers, and we lost our ever-loving minds when we saw Luke Skywalker take that hood up. I was hoping it was going to be Sebastian Stan, but I was pleased no less. Now, this does leave some questions. Now, I wonder where Grogu fits into the journey of Luke leading up to his failure to keep Ben from becoming Kylo Ren. You know, did Kylo kill Grogu at some point? It's still kind of up in the air, you know? Now, the Book of Boba Fett end credit scene was a perfect tease to the upcoming series. I think this series is going to be just as amazing, if not better, than Mandalorian. You got a lot of Boba Fett stands out there, and this is definitely going to be one of those ones where we're going to be watching for a long time. Now, my own 2 cents, if I had to do anything, and again, if you don't do this, it's fine, but I would love to see a return of the expanded universe of characters seen in the pages of the Star Wars literature. I mean, anything Timothy Zahn had done. You know, the Thrawn trilogy, Darth Bane trilogy. I would love to see the new Jedi Order, the Bounty Hunter Wars, Choices of One with Mara Jade, the Legacy of the Force. You know, if anyone can make it work, Favreau, Rodriguez, and Howard can do it. And that's just my plea, if you want to call it that. Do that for me, please. Myself and other Star Wars fans would greatly appreciate it. Let's jump into my favorite portion of this show, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's get into these comics. The first pull from the pull list is Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Crisis on Infinite Earths #1. When the Anti-Monitor's deadly grudge match with the multiverse was finally foiled, there was only one Earth left. But which Earth? That was crucial to what would happen next. In one timeline, Earth 1 Superman stopped the Superman of Earth 2 from going into the final battle, but in the Dark Multiverse, it's Jor-El of Earth 2 who survives, changing the landscape for all that follows. When Surtur comes looking to crush all life, the beleaguered heroes jump into the next battle, jumping from one crisis to the next. But will the last days of the Justice Society of America play out differently if Green Lantern's Alan Scott steps into the darkness? Yo, an evil Alan Scott? Now, Alan Scott doesn't get the credit due that he gets because his ring is pretty powerful. And in fact, I think his ring is better than anything the Lantern Corps has. An evil Alan Scott? I don't think the multiverse is ready. Taskmaster number 2, Target Coulson. Taskmaster heads to DC for his first victim, which is Phil Coulson. But he's not alone. He's got an entire squadron on speed dial. Check this book out, it's pretty good. Black Cat number 1. Feeling lucky, Null's attack on Earth interrupts the Black Cat's latest heist, and if you know Felicia, you know that's a problem. So the Cat and her crew aim to steal something of the greatest value to both Null and Earth's hope to survival. You will have to pick up this issue to find out what it was. Guest starring the X-Men, Captain America, and Doctor Strange. Do not miss this one. It was great. Blade Runner 2029 number 1. Following the traumatic events of the first arc, Blade Runner 2029 sees an emotionally changed Ash back with the LAPD's Blade Runner division and once again on the streets hunting renegade replicants. She finds her loyalties and humanity challenged by 2 replicants, one offering her salvation, the other deadly damnation. Very interesting book here. We'll see where the series goes with this one. Jumping into some Source Wall news, DC's Infinite Frontier kicks off the next phase of the DC Universe. Future State is just about ready to shake up the entire DC Universe in some huge ways, and when it reaches its conclusion, the universe that we know and love is going to look a little different. Now, the next phase of that universe will kick off in March is Infinite Frontier 0, a 64-page one-shot with some of the comic's brightest talents at the helm of your favorite heroes. The issue will feature a cover by Dan Jurgens and Mike Janin, as well as a variant cover by John Timms, and you can check out images online. As for what's inside the issue, you're going to find stories from Brian Michael Bendis, James Tynion IV, David Marquez, Alethea Martinez, and George Jimenez, Philip Kennedy, Becky Colloon, and more. Now, the premise is going to be Infinite Frontier 0 really feels like the beginning of a new era for DC Comics, a time when anything is possible. We're taking the aftermath of Dark Knight's death metal and combining it to be the best things that we love as storytellers about the DC Universe, resulting in bold, fun, and excitingly new directions. There are a lot of teases to new storylines, surprises, and mysteries for the year to set up the new Infinite Frontier number 0 that you don't want to miss. And this is a quote by writer Joshua Williamson. Now, if you're like me, you know that this is nothing but another glorified reboot to DC. And I feel like DC, this is their get out of jail free card. And they have used this card, they have swiped this card a lot of times. I mean, when you go back to Flashpoint, New 52, then you have Rebirth, and now you got this. It's like, I mean, yeah, I'm excited for it, but it's like, come on, DC. Can we get at least maybe a 10-year consistency with some stories before we go rebooting everything again? It's a complaint, but I'm here for it no less. Dragon Ball Super announces its new arc. After plenty of speculation, it seems like Dragon Ball fans were right on the money. Dragon Ball Super promised it would have another storyline after Moro came to a close, and that will be happening soon enough. In order to prepare fans of the new year, Dragon Ball has brought its team together to announce the next big arc coming to the manga. and it will bring back some familiar faces that fans saw rather recently. The update came courtesy of The Jump, and the story will be called Granola the Survivor, seeming to be focused on the other henchmen who escaped custody during Moro's reign. After all, the baddie did let out an entire prison of villains, and Dragon Ball fans have wanted to know more about them for a while. The new arc will focus on prisoners such as 73, Junba, and Granola. Jacko is also teased in the teaser that you can find online, and so it seems the soldier has more left to do in the manga. He might be gunning for a vacation after having dealt with Moro, but Jacko and the Galactic Patrol have a lot more work to do. This will be coming to Dragon Ball Super next year, 2021. I'm here for it. The Moro arc was incredible. I like how they really gave my man Vegeta his props. That was the highlight for it for me. And let's just see how we go here with Granola. Makes me a little hungry. Speaking of, why don't I take a break? Be right back with more DYSG. Welcome back, people. Let's watch this.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
Alright, you couch potatoes and you bingers, let's hop into some TV and movie news. Hulu cancels Hellstrom after one season. Now, Marvel's TV universe outside Disney Plus continues to suffer and get smaller. Hulu announced that Hellstrom, the Marvel Comics adaptation with a bit of a horror tinge to it, and the spirit of Lucifer running through its veins, will not return for a second season into the streaming network. Hellstrom, which followed Damien and Anna Hellstrom, a brother and sister duo who were trying to track down their father. Known to the world as a notorious serial killer, he's also something else, something worse. The series' end is not especially surprising, because it's always tough on any cast or crew and fans don't really come back to it. In this case, they most expected it to be a one and done anyway. This is because, as Variety, who broke the news earlier, this is the last remnant of Jeff Loeb's time of heading up Marvel TV. So, it was a disappointing thing to see this show end. I had a few more high hopes for it. I was hoping we'd get some glimmers of the more horrific and more darker stories from characters like Moon Knight, maybe even Blade would pop up in there at one point or so. I don't know. But to no avail, it is another one and done for Marvel TV, sitting on the bench right beside the Inhumans. Chris Pine will star in Paramount's Dungeons & Dragons. With Wonder Woman 84 on the verge of release, Chris Pine has just secured his next big fantasy film. The Hollywood Reporter brings word that Pine has been cast in Paramount's long-awaited Dungeons & Dragons reboot. The report made no mention of what character Pine is playing in the film, but given the vastness of D&D lore, the possibilities appear to be endless. The reboot has been given in development for the last 5 years, and initially set up at Warner Brothers before changing hands over to Paramount. We'll see what happens with this book here. I don't know who he possibly could be portraying, but hit me in the comments. Do that. Comments. My Hero Academia confirmed Season 5 release date with a new promo. Now, while the release date for My Hero Academia's 5th season was revealed at the eve of Jump Fiesta 2021, official confirmation for the premiere date of the first episode of the anime has landed alongside with a new promo that will see these new episodes focus on the training arc, with Class 1A pitting their quirks against their counterparts in Class 1B. The students of UA Academy will have far more danger on their hands to deal with than they originally thought possible, as the League of Villains is looking to make a big comeback during this season. The official Twitter account for My Hero Academia shared a brand new trailer of the shonen series' 5th season, as well as confirming that the anime will be making its big return next year on March 27th. I'm definitely here for all of Boku no Hero. Definitely here for it. I know my son's here for it. He's probably going to finish the entire season before I get to even the first episode. But definitely we as fans have all been waiting for this 5th season premiere date. And now we have it. Let's do this thing and let's go a little plus ultra. Let's hop into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
It's on like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
Alright gamers, more bad news for Cyberpunk 2077. Starting with Sony Interactive Entertainment removing it from the PlayStation Store and is now offering full refunds for the game. The new game from CD Projekt Red has been a buggy mess on the console, particularly PS4, since its launch. Coupling this has been some serious performance issues. As a result, PlayStation gamers have been seeking a full refund for the title en masse, and this previous weekend, Sony was not offering awards and was rather advising customers to wait for a patch. But it seems like they're gonna start offering refunds anyway and removing the game altogether. Now, Xbox fans had discovered an error on Cyberpunk's digital game cards. Ruby Inez of the Gaming Cult podcast showed off the ridiculous gaffe on Twitter. Basically, CD Projekt Red was so pressed for time at launch that they delivered the visual assets without double checking. The result is the physical game cards have a broken image file icon where the company's logo is supposed to be. Ultimately, this has led to post-launch woes that have had a significant impact on developer CD Projekt's stock. It has led to a $1 billion loss for the company's 4 founders, Marcin Inwitsky, Piotr Nubolwitsky, and Adam and Michael Kaczynski. This I blame completely on the fans, and I'll tell you why. Mainly because a lot of people were complaining how this game is taking too long. Like, we want the game now. We're sending death threats, and we want the game. Give us the game now. We waited too long. Give us the game now. And they put the game out, and you have now got the fruits of your labor. If people would just be patient. I didn't care if this game didn't come out until after the launch of the new consoles. As long as it was a complete and polished title with no bugs, maybe even a few, but not this many, to the point where we had to give refunds. You know, like I said, I totally blame fans on this one. You got what you asked for, deal with it. Last bit of news we got here from Thumb Life, we have Nintendo Direct showcasing the Super Nintendo World. Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto hosted a very special Nintendo Direct where he tours the newly finished Super Nintendo World theme park at Universal Studios Japan. Miyamoto went around the park to highlight the biggest attractions, including the Mario Kart ride. Super Nintendo World is a theme park based on, you guessed it, Nintendo. In collaboration with Universal Studios, the park is set up to open in Japan with versions of Super Nintendo World set to come to North American parks afterward. Aside from the entire structures built to resemble levels and areas from Super Mario World, the park utilizes a wristband that attendees can wear and use to interact with various attractions around the park. A QR code can also be scanned and connect your smartphone to a special Super Nintendo World app. For example, wearing this wristband, attendees can, quote, punch a power block and earn a digital coin that will be saved to their smartphone. Miyamoto says that there are several secret hidden secrets, say that's 5 times fast, hidden around the park that will utilize the wristband, and that the coins may unlock some kind of reward as well. Now, the wristbands also function like Amiibo, Nintendo's Toys to Life line, and will apparently be usable with your Nintendo Switch after you take it home. Along with coins, other items like keys can also be stored in the smartphone app, which can presumably unlock even more secrets. These interactive elements are called activities. If you find 3 keys, you can unlock a special activity, which is a battle with Bowser Jr. Miyamoto also gave a brief tour of the 1-Up Factory, a gift store with exclusive Mario merchandise that can only be purchased at the park. Miyamoto says that some items were developed in collaboration with Nintendo developers. Yo, this is sounding like something plucked right out of Ready Player One, and I'm definitely here for it. Like, I need another reason to go to Japan, right? Like, if anyone is desiring to go to Japan, this is just reason number 100 for you to go, and I'm definitely here for it. I might not even want to wait till it comes to North America. I want to go to Japan and see this firsthand myself. This is nothing less than amazing, and I can't wait to see what happens with this. Yo, I think I got a friend. Yeah, I got a friend in Japan. And I may tell him just to go, or ask him, like, hey man, can you go check this park out and like report back to me via the podcast of what you thought? Like, what was your experience like? And is it as dope as it was shown here on Nintendo Direct? Maybe we'll get that exclusive for y'all. We'll see what happens there. That was my last bit of news. As I said at the beginning of the podcast, we're going to be taking a break for the holidays. Just want to say that I wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas. I wish you all a Happy New Year, but most important than all that, I wish you a safe rest of the year and a safe New Year. Please do what you can to protect yourselves. Don't be out in the streets wilding, just protect yourselves, mask up, 6 feet away, eat good, be merry. I hope everyone out there gets what they want. If you guys look for PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X's and S's, I hope you get them. And if the odds ever be in your favor, with that, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Please follow the content, subscribe to the content, listen to the content, watch the content. Let me know what you think about that content. Visit the website, DYSGeek.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check out the YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe there. As always, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?